morning, guys. Hope you had a good evening last night and are looking forward to another day of learning. So, as usual, we're going to start with our phonics and we're going to practice a sound today. And the sound we're going to practice is the W sound. Okay, so what I want you to do is practice 5 times saying the W sound. Okay, off you go. Fantastic, well done. Okay. So what I'd like you to do now is read the following words, and I'm going to read them afterwards in case you need any help, but have a go at reading them. Are you ready? Whistle, white, while, whinge, whisk. Okay, and we're going to do another listen and write. So have your pens and pencils ready. I'm going to read a sentence and I'd like you to write it down, remembering the W sound. Okay. I had to whip the cream with a whisk to make a cake. I had to whip the cream with a whisk to make a cake. Okay, pause your screens and finish writing that for me. Super job, well done. So just check on the screen. Now, it was a bit tricky because we had our 2 W words. Okay, we had whip and whisk. But we also had with, which might have confused some of you because you might have accidentally written with a H here. Okay, but with is just the W, the W, okay. It doesn't have the sound, okay. So just check those for me and make any corrections you need to. Okay, if you need some more time, just pause your screen for me. Fantastic, well done, guys. And now what I'd like you to do is write your own sentence with some words that have the W sound in, okay. So pause your screens and have a go at that for me. Super job, and I can't wait to see some of those. I know I get lots of emails with your phonics sentences and I love to see them, so well done, guys. Okay, and that brings us on to our reading. So like I said, we're doing the same text, but we are doing the second half of it. Okay, so this half that we're doing today is what do tigers eat? So like I said, with our non-chronological reports, we always have headings. So the 2 headings we have today are what do tigers eat and how long do tigers live? Okay, so as a tip, when you've got questions, if it's to do with food, you'll know that it's going to be in this part, okay, because this is about what tigers eat. And if it's about how long tigers live for or anything about tigers living, you'll know it's going to be in this part because the title of this section is How Long Do Tigers Live? Okay, so when we're looking at other non-chronological reports later in the week, always remember to look at the headings because that will help you know where to find the answers for the questions. Okay, so questions to answer. Number 1, what is the only thing tigers eat? Okay, the only thing tigers eat. So which part of the text is it going to be in? Is it going to be in the top part or the bottom part? It's going to be in the top part, isn't it? Because this is what do tigers eat. Okay. So, pause your screens and find what the only thing tigers eat is. Fantastic, well done. It says here, tigers are carnivores. This means they only eat meat. Okay, so let's have a look at how we would write that down. Okay, you would start your sentence because the question is, what is the only thing tigers eat? So what you'd say is, tigers only eat meat. Okay, have a go at answering that one on your own. Okay, pause your screens while you write that one down. Fantastic, well done. Question number 2 is, when do tigers hunt for food? Okay, when do tigers hunt for food? Now, the question is about food, so which part of the text will it be in? Will it be in the top half or the bottom half? Fab, it'll be in the top half because this is about what they eat, so about their food. Okay, when do they hunt for their food? Pause your screens and try and have a look for that answer for me. Okay, so it says here they like to hunt for food. So this talks about them hunting for food at night. Okay, so we know they do it at night. So if we look at the question asks, when do they hunt for food? Okay, so I'm going to have a go at answering that one with you. Okay, so that's question number 2, isn't it? So the question is, when do tigers hunt for food? So tigers hunt for their food at, and when did we say it was? At night. Fantastic. Okay, so that might be how your answer looks. Okay, so pause your screens and have a go at answering that one for me. Fantastic. Okay, so we'll go on to question number 3. Question number 3 is, how does the text describe a tiger's teeth? How does the text describe a tiger's teeth? Okay, when we're looking at a tiger's teeth, will that be where it lives, about how long it lives, or about how they eat? That's right, it'll be about how they eat, won't it? Okay, so pause your screens again and have a look for where it talks about their teeth, because the question's asking us, how does the text describe their teeth? So we might be looking for adjectives, okay? So have a look and pause your screens. Fantastic. Okay, so we can see it mentions teeth here, and if we look before it, it gives us some adjectives, some describing words. Okay, so it says they're strong and sharp. Okay, so how can we answer that question? We could say the tiger's teeth are described as, and how are they described? They're described as strong and sharp. Super, well done. Okay, so that brings us on to number 4. Okay, name one animal that a tiger eats. So you might know this, but what I want you to do is check back in the text, because it's asking us to look at the text for the answer. Okay, so name one animal a tiger eats. So have a look and pause your screens, and I would like you to have a go at answering that one on your own. Okay, off you go. Okay, super job, guys. So it says here, you should have found this yourselves. Tigers eat pigs, rhinos, deer, cows, horses, and other smaller animals. Okay, so you could have had any of those as your answer. Okay, now you should you have written more than one? If we look at our question, should you have written more than one? No, okay, because the question's asking us to name one animal a tiger eats. Okay, so if you named more than one, you wouldn't be answering the question correctly. Okay, it says name one animal a tiger eats. Okay, so you could have had any of those that we showed you. And the last one, how old can tigers live to? Okay, again, I want you to have a go answering it on your own. Okay, so pause your screens. How long do tigers live to? Super, well done. So you should have found that it would be in the second half, because we're not looking at what they eat anymore, we're looking at how long they live for. Okay, and it says here tigers can live to 26 years old. Okay, so that should be your answer. Tigers can live to 26 years old. Okay, fantastic, well done, guys, good effort. And that brings us on to our writing. So again, it's the same as yesterday. I would like you to write down 3 things that you have learnt from the text. So we're going to put the text back on. Okay, I'm not going to show you again today because I showed you yesterday and you've got a bit of practice now. So I'd like you to have a go writing down 3 things you've learnt. Now, some of you might have forgotten your adjectives yesterday, so I want to make sure you've got those in, okay? And remember our sentence checklist. I need to see the best handwriting you can do, okay? So let's go back onto the text and you can pause it and write down 3 things you have learnt, okay? Off you go. Fantastic, guys, well done, and I can't wait to see some of those. And that brings us to our maths today. So our question today is, can I make equal groups? So I just need to come off of this. Okay, and what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how we might make equal groups. Okay, so we've got some apples at the bottom here, and I've got two groups that I want to split them between. Okay, so let's say I've got two people that want to share the apples, and I need to make equal groups. So what does equal mean? It means the same, doesn't it? And they have to be fair. Okay, we need to make sure they're fair. So that means we have to have the same amount in both groups. Okay, so I'm going to split my apples and watch how I'm going to do it. Okay, because this will help you when you have to make your own groups. Okay, I'm going to give one for you and one for you. So both groups have got one in so far. Two for you and two for you. Okay, are they fair so far? Yeah, they are fair because they've got, both people have got two. Three for you and three for you. Four for you and four for you. Okay, have I got two fair groups? I have. Okay. Now, what I've done here is I have had some objects and I have shared them. Okay, I've shared them between two people. Okay, so if I write this down, how many apples did I start with? I started with 8. Okay, so 8 apples shared by, how many groups did I share it into? I shared it into two groups, didn't I? So 8 apples shared by 2 is, and how many does each group get? They get 4, don't they? So 8 apples shared by 2 is 4. Okay. Now, another way we can say this, another way we can talk about sharing, okay, is division. And I'm not sure if any of you might have heard of that. Okay, it's a bit of a tricky one. But another way we can do that is we can say 8, and then we can put a symbol which means sharing. Okay, so, oh, my symbol didn't come up. There we go. 8 shared by 2 equals 4. Okay, so there I've got a sum with a division sign. Okay, so I know some of us have done a bit of this in our core skills, but this is how we can work it out. Okay, 8 shared by 2 groups is 4. Okay, I'm just going to copy this for next time. We can have another go here. So we're going to make more equal groups, but this time I've got to share between 4 people. Okay, so I'm going to do the same as I did before. I'm going to say 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you. Okay, I've still got some left, but are they fair so far? Are they equal? Yep, but I've got to get rid of all of my apples. Okay, I can't stop there. 2 for you, 2 for you, 2 for you, and 2 for you. Okay, have I got equal groups? Yep, fab. Okay, so how many apples did I start with? 8. Okay, 8 apples shared by, how many groups did I share it with? 4. Okay, 8 apples shared by 4 is, and how many apples are in each group? 2. 8 apples shared by 4 is 2. So let's put that into a sum. Started with 8, and I'm sharing it, so I'm dividing by 4, which equals 2. That means that 8 divided by 4 equals 2. 8 shared into 4 groups is 2 in each group. Okay, so don't worry too much about this at the moment. I'm just showing you so that we've got it for the future. But today we're just focusing on these sharing equally, the sharing equal groups, making equal groups. Okay, so that brings us on to our do it. So what I'd like you to do is pause your screens. We've just been through a few examples. Okay, pause your screens and have a go at answering and completing this table. Off you go. Super job, well done. So we'll go through a couple of these together. I'll get my pen out. Okay, so the first one has been done for us. Okay, so it says 6 has been sorted into 3 equal groups of 2. So we started with 6 and it's been sorted into 1, 2, 3 equal groups of, and how many is in each group? 2. Okay, so let's start with this one. So how many did we start with altogether? You should have got 10. Okay, we started with 10. 10 has been sorted into, how many equal groups have we got here? We've got 2. Okay, 10 has been sorted into 2 equal groups of, how much is in each group? 5. Okay, so that should be what you'd written down. Okay, so for this one, okay, I'm just going to quickly draw it because you should have done it already. Okay, but the question is, the description says 15 has been sorted into 3 equal groups of 5. So then the groups need to be of 5. So in each box there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 objects. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the same here. So you will have drawn your triangles, but I'm just doing this quickly to show you. So I've just done lines. Okay, you should have 5 in each circle. And at the bottom, there aren't circles around these, but they are still grouped, aren't they? Okay, so again, you should have 10 has been sorted into 2 equal groups of 5. Okay, super. That brings us on to our secure it. So what I'd like you to do is pause your screens and have a go at telling me what's the same and what's different between these images. Okay, super. So I'm not going to write anything down, but I thought we'd just have a quick discussion on what's the same and what's different. Okay, so some things that you might have written down is that all of these groups, all of these examples have got 10. So all of them are equal to 10. Okay, so that's what's the same. Okay, they all are equal to 10. And you might have said, they're all yellow circles. That means they're all the same. Okay, they are all put into groups. Okay, there's lots of things you could have said are the same. What's different, okay, is there are different amounts of groups in each one. So there are a different number of groups. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. We've got 2 here and we've got 1 here. Or you might say that there is a different amount in each group. So in these groups there is 2 in a group. Here we have 5 in a group, and here we've got 10 in a group. Okay, so you might have said something like that. Okay, but I'd love to see some of what you've written down, some of your ideas emailed over to me. That would be fab. Okay, and then we've got our deepen it. So I'd like you to find 20 objects. So I know when we did this last week, some of you used cars. Okay, but you could use anything. You could use stones. You could use toys. Lego pieces, okay, it can be anything you want. So find 20 objects, make sure you count out 20, okay, and then I want you to write a number sentence for each. So I can make something equal groups of 2. So each of your group needs to have 2 in, and I want you to write down how many groups you've been able to make with your 20. The next one, you need to have equal groups of 5, so there should be 5 in every group. I want you to tell me how many groups you can make that have 5 in it when you've got 20 objects. And the same down here, you should have equal groups of 10. So there should be 10 in each group. And I want you to tell me how many groups you've managed to make, okay? So pause your screens and off you go with that one. Super job, guys. Well done. I can't wait to see some of those, okay? And that brings us to the end of our learning video. Okay, so remember to keep sending me your work and activities, especially the maths, so that I can have a look at what you've written. Okay, I'd love to see that. But I'd love to see all of your work, your writing, connected curriculum, or just anything you've been up to at home, all right? So don't forget to keep sending those over. Well done, and I will see you tomorrow.